Of all the men to cheat, you picked John Kramer?
The horrific Saw saga continues. If you're a horror movie enthusiast, you'd know that no list would be complete without Saw. We'll be taking a step back and witnessing how John Kramer became the infamous Jigsaw when the newest iteration, Saw X, premieres in theaters on September 29th.
This is not retribution, it's a reawakening.
Welcome to The Rewind. Here's everything you need to know about Saw X. Before we begin, make sure to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for good luck. Number 4. The plot.
After that, what happens then?
Your whole life happens then. John Kramer.
So what exactly is going to happen in Saw X? What nightmarish scenarios can we expect? Well, we know the film is actually going to be something of a prequel, taking place after the original Saw movie, but before the events of Saw 2. That means we'll be following John Kramer during his final days, battling cancer and searching for some sort of miracle cure. John's desperation will take him to Mexico, where he's hoping to sign up for an experimental medical procedure. Unfortunately, John finds out that there's no actual cure. The people making lofty promises are all con artists, and there's no hope for John's health below the border. Of course, now that the Jigsaw killer's traveled all this way, he isn't going to waste the opportunity to murder some people now, is he? Soon enough, the folks who lured John to Mexico with promises of salvation will find themselves trapped in a hell of Jigsaw's making. All sorts of disgusting, disturbing traps await, and we can't wait to see what John has in store.
According to these scans, the tumor was never removed.
Number 3. The cast.
Of all the men to cheat, you picked John Kramer?
Going into Saw X, fans of the series want to know one thing. Will Tobin Bell reprise his role as John Kramer, aka Jigsaw? Don't worry, John Kramer faithful, Bell is indeed coming back. His performance as John Kramer is part of the magic that made this franchise such a phenomenon, and his character is an active part of this film. Shawnee Smith is definitely returning as John Kramer's apprentice, Amanda Young, and for a while there was a rumor that Carrie Ewells could return as serial killer Dr. Lawrence Gordon. Unfortunately for fans, Ewells will not be involved this time around. We will see quite a few new faces populating the screen, with the talented cast including the likes of Stephen Brand, Michael Beach, Renata Vaca, and Joshua Akamoto, among many others.
You all pretended to cure me, but what I have planned for each of you is very real.
Number 2. The trailer.
The only thing I have not provided is your anesthetic, but trust me, you will want to remain alert.
The official trailer for Saw X starts off with John Kramer's journey to Mexico, where a group of con artists perform a mock surgery on the serial killer. However, when the desperate cancer patient returns to the US, he makes an awful discovery. The tumor was never removed. Needless to say, this does not sit well with John, who immediately begins coming up with all sorts of terrifying ideas and horrible traps. With the Hollies, The Air That I Breathe accompanying his messed up proceedings, we watch John kidnap the swindlers that gave him false hope and subject them to all sorts of grisly games. His new traps involve all sorts of scalpels and wires, and we watch as fingers snap, blood gushes, and one victim is forced to perform a brain operation on himself. Billy the Puppet is also back in action, and in one of the trailer's final shots, we see Amanda Young rip off a pig mask, signaling her big return to the franchise. In other words, things are about to get seriously gory. And number 1, the timeline.
After that, what happens then?
Your whole life happens then. John Kramer.
It might come as a surprise that Saw X is traveling back in time to the early aughts, but it really shouldn't. The horror genre is well known for taking the occasional odd left turn after a series has been kicking around for a long time. For one thing, Saw 3 and Saw 4 happened simultaneously. No, really. Piecing together the entire Saw franchise timeline involves more than just watching the movies in order. There's only one reason that Saw X is going so far back in the timeline, and fans will probably agree that it's a good one. John Kramer, the original Jigsaw, died all the way back in Saw 3. Since then, the franchise has included him in flashbacks and prequel stories, while mostly following copycat killers. Saw X is bringing the franchise back to where it all started by setting its story in the past and letting John Kramer return to the spotlight for real.
Game over.
Well folks, that's gonna be it. What did you think of our list? Before you leave, don't forget to give this video a like and leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Check out these other videos from The Rewind, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss any of our future uploads.